hopefully we can complete the line so we can honestly tell the world that we have the best Toyota collection in the whole world. That's the goal, actually. That's the goal. Hi, I'm Richmond So. My day-to-day job is to manage our Toyota dealers here in Region 1. Specifically, I'm based here in La Union, but of course, I also come here in our garage to just look at the place and appreciate the Toyota vehicles here. My dad, even from the start, they were already, they have this small shop. It's an auto supply. So back then, he was really interested with vehicles. And he was always telling me that owning a car was just a dream. But you know, when Toyota Motor Philippines took over the Toyota management in the whole country, and they opened opportunities to become dealers, my dad and my uncle tried to apply. But they had to wait for 5 years, I think, before TMP called them and told them that, okay, we're ready to open one in Region 1, specifically in Pangasinan. So that was 1995 when we officially opened our first dealership in Pangasinan, in Dagupan specifically. Growing up, I didn't really have any appreciation for cars. So aside from the fact that we sell cars because it's our business, when my dad told me to come join Toyota, I just see cars as our business and something to sell. As part of the tradition of Toyota, if you're a new team member, no matter what position you have to go through the whole history of Toyota. When I underwent that training, and eventually, when we were given the opportunity to go to Japan and visit the different dealership and museums of Toyota in Japan, I really fell in love with the brand. That's where everything started. That's when I started to realize that, okay, this is not just a business that I have to manage. It's a passion that's slowly growing in there. Then later on, I was just thinking to myself, what if I just buy one old Toyota car? I was looking at the cars and, you know, my favorite really was the A80 Supra. Primarily because I'm into Fast and the Furious and it was there. So, but I was really looking at the market and it's not really for sale. So I told myself then, okay, the next best thing, the AE86, because it's the one famous in anime in Initial D. So still nothing for sale. So there, and I was thinking to myself that if I just manage to get a hold of these two cars, then I'll slowly build a collection of classic Toyota cars. You know, the funny thing is, I think it was around 8 years ago, someone was just selling the A86 out of nowhere. So I had to really talk to the seller and, you know, it went to a bidding. It was already a closed deal, then it went to a bidding. Then, you know, maybe we say it's destiny that we got the car. And just a little over a month after that, someone was selling the Supra, the A80 Supra. Everything fell into place. Then, as I was telling myself, if I get these two cars, then we'll slowly build a fleet of classic Toyota cars. Actually, it was not part of the plan. It was just like, okay, we'll just get one and another one. Then as we get one, you know, when we buy cars, it's not all nice and, and pretty already. We really had to restore some, and to source the parts is hard. But, you know, we enjoy it. You know, from the very start, there's always this option to have the expert shops who does restoring to do it for us. But I talked to the team, and we decided that we'll just do it ourselves, even if it doesn't look good. So I can honestly tell you guys that the first car we restored from the last car we restored, there's a big difference on quality. But we're not saying that all the cars here are the best, but we're proud because a lot of these cars, we really did the restoration. So basically, after we got the first two cars, the goal was first to complete the line of Supra and the Celica. I was just looking at the history of Toyota cars, and I just told myself that if we're gonna get everything, we have no place to store everything. So basically, the decision with the team was just to acquire cars, sports cars, and coupes. So for example, we get Corollas, but we don't get the 4-door Corollas. We only get the 2-door Corollas. So those things, because in our mind, if we're gonna complete the line and it's too much, we really won't have, it's not realistic. We just specialized on specific vehicles, but the challenge was these vehicles were never sold. Most of them were never sold in the Philippines. So it was really hard to source these vehicles. And up to now, we're still finding some. And hopefully, we can complete the line so we can honestly tell the world that we have the best Toyota collection in the whole world. That's the goal, actually. That's the goal. The funny thing is, I also talked to my wife about this, and she doesn't approve of it in general because it's too much space. But every time we get one, I tell her, this is the last. This might be the last. But when we get one and it's finally here, the joy. And I know she also sees that. The term, this is the last one, and seeing it, it's nice, even if it's really broken down. But just seeing it up close and in the metal, that I believe kept me going in really trying to slowly but surely source out these classic Toyota cars. That was not my idea. I store most of these cars, actually not most, all of them, in our warehouse at our workshop in Toyota. So it was getting overcrowded, and it was really hard to bring in more cars, customers. So because our warehouse is quite full already. So I just asked from my dad, can we just build a warehouse just to store these cars? Then my dad told me, if you're gonna build a warehouse, why don't you just consider building a museum so that it's not only us who appreciate what we have, so we can share it to the public, and we can also build really the brand of Toyota, because this is not just our business, but this is a brand that we really love. So we just share with everyone the rich history of Toyota. It was his idea, not mine. This was year 2019, 1 year before the pandemic. We opened November 11 of 2022. That's when we inaugurated our garage. So it really took so much delays. It was supposed to be finished by year 2020, but so much delays because of the restrictions of COVID. We realized that when we built this place, we didn't want it to just be a museum. Because being a museum, it's just a place where people go and just appreciate the cars. But not everyone is into cars. We realized that our existence needs to be much more than that. We need to have an impact in the province of La Union and hopefully eventually in the whole of the Philippines. When we were conceptualizing the reason for existence, we realized that we needed to tap the next generation. We wanted to help next generation leaders. So right now, the main reason for existence of our garage is really to partner with as much schools and universities so that we can teach the students the rich history of Toyota, the opportunities of future mobility, and at the same time, really help them where they are. We realize talking to these students that a lot of them, they don't know where they're headed, they don't know their plans, their goals. So it is something that we saw that, okay, maybe we can fill this space just to journey with students. Our goal is really to bring students in. So we offer scholarships with our partner schools. So aside from that, we really bring them in so that they can appreciate cars, and at the same time, we involve them in Toyota operations. So as early on, they can learn about how things are done. We are creating a space here where students can just come and hang out. And in the process, we just help them, teach them life. So any given day, we have at least 50 cars in the garage. And we're still restoring a lot of cars. One of the things that we're also planning is an expansion. In that expansion, our goal is to have a section for art, car art, because our goal is really to reach the next generation and to tap, for example, the artists in La Union. And we can collaborate with them, design art with them, and they can even showcase their art here, so we can even help them market themselves and, of course, earn. So basically, we just want our garage to be a platform where we connect people and where we help people reach their full potential. Because our team here, we intentionally built a team with different specializations. So there's someone into education, there's someone into art, into photography, into marketing, engineering, diba? So we're building a team so that we can grab as big of a pie when it comes to the students, and we can relate with them and help them. Because basically, that's what we see for the future of the country. We have to help the next generation see what is right, stand by what is right, and do what is right. Usually when we bring them in here, we bring it out, but not so much anymore. That's why my dad tells me whenever we acquire something new, not new but old, because these are old cars, don't put it in first, because if you put it in, I cannot drive it anymore. But the reason is we cannot control what happens outside. And a lot of these cars, the parts are very hard to source already. So if some unfortunate event happens, then it would be heartbreaking for us, because we can't return them to the condition it is in right now. But we do drive, like my dad is telling me already, I'm gonna get this, because some of his cars are here. So he's telling me, you just borrowed it, but how come you never return it anymore? Yeah. Yeah, so it will be the Land Cruisers, because from the start of our garage, we were focused on sedans. But it's only recently that we went into SUVs, pickups. So we're catching up on that side, basically. Short answer, no.